Hello, Squirrel Tribe. We talked a couple days ago about a couple different things. The Appalachia High School shooting and the lives lost there, the kid and his father that were arrested. And then we talked about another shooting that happened in Maryland between two students in a bathroom. A 16-year-old shot a 15-year-old in a bathroom. Just in, the 16-year-old student that did the shooting in Maryland has been charged as an adult for fatally shooting a 15-year-old classmate in a Maryland high school bathroom. The fact that the 15-year-old died is what then prompted them to charge the 16-year-old as an adult. If it hadn't been something that resulted in a death, he would have been charged as a minor. But Jalen Rushawn Prince, 16, was caught minutes after the shooting while trying to break into a nearby home to hide. He was already known to law enforcement, but it's unclear if he had a juvenile record. They said, we've had more than 10 incidents since 2022 where the suspect was either the victim, witness, or the suspect in Harford County Sheriff's Officer investigations. This is according to officials. Prince and the victim, the 15-year-old Warren Curtis Grant, knew each other, but what happened between them is still unclear. There's no cameras in the bathroom, so we're probably never going to know exactly what happened there. Police say Prince fired a single shot in a first-floor boys' bathroom during a fight. Grant was airlifted to Johns Hopkins Hospital where he later died. He has been charged as an adult with murder as well as first and second degree assault and use of a firearm in the commission of a felony/crime of violence. And this is a little bit of the video that we looked at before. Ignore the words on the screen, but that's the shooter being taken in by police. So they did catch him. Now, speaking of shooting, I don't know how many of you saw what was happening yesterday in Kentucky, but there was multiple people have been shot on I-75 near London, Kentucky, and the shooter is still active. Now, this was yesterday afternoon or evening around 6:23 p.m. Last time I checked, they still have not gotten the shooter, but according to Kentucky State Police, the suspect has not been caught at this time. We are urging people to stay inside. Police are looking for potentially multiple snipers hiding in the woods. I-75, one of the most highly traveled interstates in the entire U.S., is now shut down in both directions. Y'all, lots going on here. One, we've talked about the fact that we're going to hear a lot more about shootings from now until election time because the Democrats, of course, are pushing their strip you of your Second Amendment rights. They are pushing for complete and total gun control, take away guns from law-abiding citizens like yourself and I because of people like the person in Kentucky doing the shooting, because of people like the 16-year-old that shot the other kid in Maryland, because of people like Colt Gray who took the lives of 2 students and 2 teachers in Winder, Georgia, Barrow County at Appalachia High School. They're going to continue pushing this. They didn't really care that much when somebody was trying to shoot and kill Donald Trump, but now this is something they really want to jump on board with when it comes to your Second Amendment right, my Second Amendment right, and the, total destruction of the Constitution, which is what the Democrats are pushing for. Kamala Harris specifically pushing to take away your First Amendment right, your freedom of speech, by wanting to shut down X, shut down social media platforms where people can have conversations like this, YouTube being one of them, where we can have conversations like this, and then also take away your Second Amendment rights because she believes that the only people who should have guns are the police, although she's also the same person who wants to defund police. So explain to me exactly how that's going to work. Now, this is the area of the shooting yesterday in Kentucky. You guys can see the little circle there. I don't know if that really helps anybody, but it's near Wildcat Off-Road Park, somewhere near there. And this is the alert that went out from the Laurel County Sheriff's Office. It says I-75 is closed at mile marker exit 49 in US 25, 9 miles north of London due to an active shooter situation. Numerous persons have been shot near I-75. And a trooper, Scotty Pennington, also posted about how the suspect has not been caught. But I will tell you that what I have seen so far is that of the people that were shot, nobody has died. There have been no deaths from the shooting as of right now. Now, this is the suspect they are looking for. The reason I'm telling you, because some of y'all are probably in Kentucky or in that area, and maybe you know this dude. So, according to this, public arrest records reveal that the London, Kentucky suspect, 32-year-old Joseph A. Couch, who was responsible for gunning down 7 people on I-75, was previously arrested, y'all, for terroristic threatening in the 3rd degree on February 8th of this year, as well as for a DUI back in 2020. He is still at large. This is interesting. So he was arrested for terroristic threatening in the 3rd degree in February and was released. Whether it was bond, bail, court, whatever, he was released. Colt Gray, the same student who killed 2 other students and 2 teachers at Appalachia High School, was also interviewed by the FBI last year, May of last year, because of terroristic threats and threatening to shoot up schools and everything else. And again, they let him go. So what I'm hearing here is a pattern of they hear that somebody, and they have proof that somebody has done something, wants to do something to cause some sort of harm. They talk to them and they go, and they let them go. And then dun dun dun, harm is done. And now we have a 14-year-old in custody, probably going to spend the rest of his life in jail, if not in the electric chair. And you have this guy here who is missing after shooting at 7 people, or at least wounding 7 people, probably shot at way more. And they don't know where he is. He's still at large. Our government not doing a very good job of keeping us safe here, if you ask me. Now, I'm not going to show you guys this video because this is a little off topic. RFK Jr. is married to Cheryl Hines. Some of you may know who she is, but she is an actress. And a lot of people don't like Hollywood because Hollywood and Democrats generally go hand in hand. RFK Jr. was a Democrat before he became an independent and before he moved his name over to Donald Trump and the Republicans, right? So a lot of people are talking a bunch of trash about Cheryl Hines. And for those of you who don't know who she is, like I said, she's an actress. She's in, I believe she's in The Grinch as one of the Whoville people. And she's been in numerous other things. She's in a ton of stuff. She's a really good actress. As a human, I don't know what she's about, who she is, what she's like. As an actress, love her. Great as an actress, right? Well, according to this, breaking, Bill Maher just went on a rant claiming that Democrats are playing mafia-style tactics going after Cheryl Hines, RFK's wife. Bill Maher, this is his quote, "Going after the wife, even the mafia doesn't do that. They also acted like the mafia by forcing Biden to leave." And what's funny is Bill Maher, generally speaking, he goes against Trump and stuff. He's normally more on the side of Democrats from what I have witnessed and what I have seen. So the fact that he's going after them right now, I think is great, because there are certain people you don't pull into fights and situations. Children and innocent spouses, right? Cheryl Hines has nothing to do with what her husband does and who he decides he wants to, whether he wants to be Democrat, Republican, Independent. You can't tell your spouse how to be and how to think. If they're that easily swayed or you're that overbearing, it's probably not the right kind of marriage. I don't really know how to phrase that correctly, but you can't really change who people are at the end of the day. That's how I feel about it. I think you can give them new information and they can decide for themselves if they want to change, just like RFK Jr. realized that with new information that his Democrat Party was no longer the Democrats his father and his uncle were a part of and proud of, and now he is a Republican. If Cheryl Hines, we don't know if she's a Democrat, Independent, or Republican. I don't know. I don't remember her coming out and being like, I'm Democrat only. I'm only ever going to be a Democrat. I don't care what my husband does. But for them to go after the wife, just like going after small kids, to me, that's a little underhanded and it's off limits, but that's just my way of thinking. But the fact that you have Bill Maher going and calling out the Democrats, I think is great personally. Now, this other thing that I have here, if I could get this to work, here we go. I want you to see what winning looks like, all right? This is Donald Trump rally. Let's see if I can get it back to the beginning. We're not going to do the volume on this because whatever, but look at this. Look at this. Again, Kamala Harris could never, has never, will never, without busing them in or paying for them or having a rapper or a Meg Thee Stallion or Quavo or whoever at one of her little meetings to try to get people there. That was absolutely amazing. So that was the Wisconsin Trump rally. No rappers, no celebrities, no people being bussed in from different states and without people being paid. According to Insurrection Barbie, this is what it looks like when the American people have had enough of being controlled by a bunch of globalist psychopaths who want to destroy their country. And I couldn't have said it better myself. Says, we are giving you a democracy suppository in November. So again, all those people that showed up for Trump, same amount of people, if you watched the previous video, that were there for Tucker Carlson and Vivek Ramaswamy and got surprised with RFK Jr. These people are not showing up for Kamala Harris that way. You have the media trying to convince you that Kamala Harris is running away in the polls and she's winning and whatever else. But literally everything else completely goes against it. Conversations I've had with random people completely goes against them, you know, thinking that Kamala Harris is winning. The polls, in my opinion, also go against that. The videos of Trump support, of RFK Jr. support versus Kamala Harris and Tim Walz support, it is massively different. And I think that the media is a little scared right now because the Democrats, I feel like, are the ones who pay them. That's their paychecks. And if the Democrats aren't in office, oh no, what's going to happen? How are they allowed to get on air and lie anymore and, you know, bash Trump? The View, those nagging whatever you want to call them, they're scared shitless right now, especially Whoopi and Joy Behar. They're scared shitless that Trump is going to win, because he is, in November. And then what do? Because they've already flip-flopped. They went from kissing his ass and loving him when Barbara Walters was on the show to the second Barbara was gone and Trump actually started running for president. They're like, ew, ew, awful man, hate him, orange man, bad man, mean man. What happens when he wins? Do they flip-flop again and be like, oh, you know, we were wrong. Turns out Trump's amazing, blah, 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 blah. Because if they want to keep their audience, how many people are going to still sit there and watch these women if all they're doing is still just lying about Donald Trump and kissing Kamala Harris's ass? It's just an interesting thought in two ways. Let's see, what is this over here? Nope, we just did that one. I have a couple more. Hold on, don't go anywhere. What is this? Oh yeah. So FBI, we know how great they are at their job. There's actually a person who has posted on social media. They're calling for the assassination of J.D. Vance, just so we're all fully aware. They said, can someone pull a July 13th, 2024 in Pennsylvania at a Trump rally on J.D. Vance, but actually hit him? That's what Democrats are. They are violent. They are the violent ones. They're the ones who are calling for literally end of life of people. This is the post that you guys can see here for against J.D. Vance, which is absolutely crazy. Kamala HQ had posted J.D. Vance responds to the deadly shooting in Georgia by saying school shootings are just a fact of life and attacking common sense gun safety reform, which is, just so we're all fully aware, blatant bullshit. They, again, Kamala HQ, whoever's running that thing, they would not know the truth if it bit them in the ass, because all they do is lie, which is pretty much a Kamala Harris thing to begin with, so it makes sense that her campaign headquarters are doing the same thing. But that was completely taken out of context, not the way it was said whatsoever, but because they have no policies to run on, they have to run off of lies and hope that their voters are dumb enough to believe everything they say. Guess what? We're not stupid. We know they're full of shit and we're going to keep calling it out. But the fact that someone actually posted this, you know, can someone pull a July 13th, 2024 in Pennsylvania at a Trump rally on J.D. Vance? If the FBI don't show up at this person's house, because you can't tell me they can't figure out the IP address and where it came from. If they don't show up at this person's house and immediately arrest them for domestic terrorist threats, we're going to have an issue. So I'll be keeping an eye on this, just so you know, because it is extremely important and we need to talk about it. Now, I hate to do it to you, because listening to this woman literally is like sticking a cheese grater in your ear and moving it around. But I've got a little video of Kamala Harris for you that I want you to hear. And then I want to explain to you exactly how bad this is and how I would be boycotting the hell out of this location. So let me get this here. Let's pause it so you can hear it. Pause. All right, volume up. Work with me, work with me. I want you guys to see this. You ready? Here we go. Maybe it'll work. Work. That's a dark screen. Play.
President, are you ready to debate Donald Trump? Yes, I am. Yes. Best part of debate prep for you? What's your favorite? Being at the spice store, I finally got debate prep to look at these spices. Best part of debate prep so far.
The woman is clearly always drunk. There's something wrong with her. She says the best part of debate prep is being at this spice store in, where is this? I think it's in Pittsburgh. Being at this spice store is the best part of the debate prep. And then she cackles and it's just very awkward and whatever. So here's the reason why this is important. Laura Loomer posted this and I want to show you. Laura Loomer posted that the spice store that Kamala Harris just happened to show up to is the spice store that also has on their website a little blurb about Republicans. It says, you know, get to know us, our hours, contact us, blah, blah, blah. And then underneath, about Republicans. And I'm like, what the crap? And she's got a little thing where she's scrolling through, showing you exactly what the video is. And she's got it here in case they took it down, right? But Laura Loomer says, boycott Penzeys Spices, which is the name of the place. They hate Republicans and they hate Donald Trump. Look what I screen recorded off their website today. Why would a candidate for president campaign at a business that openly discriminates against conservatives? Kamala Harris went into their shop for their Republicans are racist weekend. Despicable. She is a liar when she says she wants to unify America, which is true. So, you know, Laura Loomer's posted this, so I go, you know, Google www.penzeyspices.com or whatever else and find it. And sure as shit, y'all, I pull it up. It's penzeys.com. So I pull it up. Let me see if I can get this to zoom. And literally I circled where it literally says about Republicans. This is their website. You guys can see it there. This is a screenshot from my computer, www.penzies.com. They've got their spices and blah, blah, blah. You can follow them on Facebook and Pinterest and whatever the hell else. And then it says about Republicans. And I want you to hear this. I'm going to read this to you because we have a few minutes. So here we go. As we've now said on our first ever About Us page on our website, there's something unique about humankind's relationship with spices that time and again have caused spices to be a driving force for change. They obviously think like Kamala Harris, because what the hell? We live in a time calling out for change and for solutions to the very real problems our country and our planet face. There's two very different futures ahead for us, totally dependent on whether we solve these problems or not. With so much at stake, we feel obligated to use the unique position spices hold in our lives to try to help promote the solutions to these problems as best we can. Now, I'm just going to let you know that everything that comes after this is blatantly lies, and everything that they're saying about Republicans literally defines a Democrat. So here we go. Watching the slow decline of the Republican Party over the last half century and the steep decline / bottom falling out over the last decade, it can be easy to see the nonsense that has overtaken the party as pretty much random. Once you start seriously looking at the problems America and the world face and who and what we are standing in the way of solving these problems, it quickly becomes clear there's nothing random to what the Republicans are promoting. I have to stop there for a second. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but is it the Republicans that are promoting child genital mutilation in the form of transgenderism? Is it the Republicans who are promoting porn books in elementary schools? Is it the Republicans who are promoting all the LGBTQ plus IA stuff? Is it the Republicans who are promoting all of the Hamas, Israel, Palestine riots and protests and burning of American flags and defacing of American statues? Is it the Republicans? Because the last time I checked, no the fuck it's not. It was the Democrats. But we shall continue. The Republican departure from conservative values, literally delusional people. The Republican departure from conservative values and embrace of what, from a distance, looks a whole lot like insanity didn't happen by chance. Do you think they are confused on who the Democrats and the Republicans are? Like they have it completely flipped. They don't understand that they are literally talking about Democrats. How even a Democrat would read this and go, pretty sure they're talking about us. I'm pretty sure they're talking about us. But anyway, this says, once you start, no. Here all of it has been intelligently crafted with the goal of preserving the position of those who profit from the inhumanity that is at the very roots of pretty much every problem we are facing, from the environment to racism / discrimination to health to saving our democracy at home and growing it abroad. Half the time Republicans are intentionally blocking the solution to the problems we face. The other half of the time they are the problem we face. The truth of our time is we've arrived at the point where there's no way to respect the nonsense the Republican Party is promoting and have any hope of overcoming the problems we as a nation and we as a planet face. Given the choice between saving America and planet Earth or saving the feelings of Republican voters, we are choosing to side with saving our country and our world. I'm sorry it comes to this. Hold on. Let me see if I can get to where is the rest? And there is no hate in any of this. There's a whole lot of propaganda at the heart. Dang it. Look, see where it says offers? It covers up a couple words. So we're just going to guess at what this says. There's a whole lot of propaganda at the heart of blah, blah, blah Republican voters who have been steered away from conservative values. The Republican voters, y'all, have been steered away from conservative values. The Republican voters. Okay. Values to what they now see, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what it says. The thing to remember about propaganda is that it doesn't just misinform, it also blah, 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 blah. People immune from the truth by convincing them any facts that counter their propaganda, blah, 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 then hate, whatever. But we really have no hate for Republican voters, none at all. No, you're just ignorant as hell. This next one says, I actually like and respect most of you guys. Oh, thanks. I was so worried about your like and respect, you dumb twat. Anyway, sure, there are a growing number that are there for racism, but I still believe the majority of you have good hearts that want to help and do the right thing. I know you to be trustworthy and honest and funny and caring and good souls. The problem isn't what you are. The problem is what you are now voting to support. You guys have been turned around. Remember when your distrust of big city types and your deep-rooted beliefs in paying your debts, respecting your marriage, raising kids willing to serve, honoring your word, and going to church every week had you voting for Donald Trump over Joe Biden, all because Biden's son had a computer? Or how you couldn't vote for Hillary because she was overprepared and used emails? I know that to you, your actions seem rational and in keeping with your values, but when it comes to voting, you are now consistently voting in people who are the exact opposite of you and the values you hold dear. Again, I don't think they understand they're talking about Democrats. I really feel like these people are batshit crazy, which really goes in line with Kamala Harris and the other Democrats. What does any of this mean? Going forward, we would still be glad to have you as customers. But we're done pretending the Republican Party's embrace of cruelty, racism, COVID lies, climate change denial, and threats to democracy are anything other than the risk they legitimately are. If you need us to pretend you are not creating the hurt you are creating in order for you to continue to be our customer, I'm sad to say you might be happier elsewhere. If, on the other hand, you still want the best spices and don't need us to respect what you now vote for to be our customer, hooray! We are happy to have you here, but know that we will, on a regular basis, try to wake you up from this dream that has you believing there's anything conservative left at all to what the Republican Party has become. We can and will work without Republicans to solve the problems we face, but it sure would be nice to get back to a time where Republicans were equal defenders of equality, the environment, and democracy. We look forward to that day. Thanks for reading and thanks for being here. Bill. Bill can suck a dick. Like, I'm going to say that as nice as humanly possible, but Bill and whoever else is involved with Bill, y'all are effing morons. Like, are you serious right now? Every single thing on their website about Republicans is literally about Democrats. How? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. There are clearly very delusional people out there, and that just proved it. And it's absolutely crazy to me. Number one, crazy to me that they felt that was necessary on their website, that they thought that would be a good idea to bring in customers. Somebody did not go to Marketing 101. I can tell you that much right now. Somebody literally missed it. And it's absolutely crazy to me that this is where we are. I'd like to end on a different note here. Trump is now airing a devastating ad of Kamala Harris laughing about the border invasion. Every time she laughs, it's devastating to my eardrums. It's going up on screens all over the country, especially in the battleground states. The campaign's ads have been all super creative and compelling. Let me bring this back here so you guys can hear this ad. Are you ready? Because it's good. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. You ready?
It is our undocumented immigrants that are the least likely to commit crime.
Police report as many as 75% of the people they've arrested in Midtown Manhattan for assault, robbery, and domestic violence are illegal migrants.
Police have tracked down a killer whose crimes span the country. Rachel Marin was dragged from a hiking trail in Maryland where she was raped and murdered.
Police say Brandon Ortiz Vite used a handgun he bought illegally to shoot Ruby Garcia multiple times on Friday.
The prime suspect charged in Laken Riley's murder was 26-year-old Jose Antonio Ibarra. He illegally entered the United States back in 2022.
A Texas grand jury indicted Rafael Govea Romero. He's accused of attacking 16-year-old Lisbeth Medina by repeatedly hitting her head and stabbing her.
So let's get our notions together about what we're talking about.
That woman is absolute trash, in my personal opinion. You do not have to agree with it. You can think that I am a moron. I don't really care. Kamala Harris is absolute trash as a human, and as a president, she'll be even worse. Like, are you serious right now? I wanted people to see that, because for some reason people forget, not y'all, I know not y'all, but any Democrat who happens to wander over here, seem to forget that we have a massive illegal immigration issue, and a lot of these illegal immigrants, or a lot of the crimes that we have seen lately, have been committed by these illegal immigrants. Why are people pretending that that's not true and that's not the case? Why is Kamala Harris trying to tell you that people who cross the border illegally are not criminals, that they didn't break a law? Because that's exactly what criminals are. They are people who break laws, and crossing our border illegally is illegal, therefore breaking a law, therefore making you a criminal. It does not take a rocket scientist to figure that out. I'm pretty sure most 4-year-olds understand how that works. And yet here you have this grown-ass woman who can't seem to get it through her dumb-ass skull that that's exactly what that means. You cross our border illegally, you are a criminal. Okay. But then also this. Is anyone in the media going to ask Kamala why she told America that the border was secure in 2022, but now says the border is not secure and it's Trump's fault? Which, again, she likes to blame everything on Trump. Democrats have been in power 12 of the last 16 years, yet somehow every single issue we have faced has been Donald Trump's fault. Make that shit make sense. Wait, play, work, do it. Hello, fat finger.
Would you call the border secure?
The border is secure.
You're confident this border's secure?
We have a secure border. After decades in law enforcement, I know the importance of safety and security, especially at our border. As president, I will bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law.
Hey.
Once again, just as a small quick reminder here, Donald Trump was not in any sort of office when the bipartisan bill was turned down. He had nothing to do with it, yet they keep blaming it again on Donald Trump. I do recall how when Donald Trump was in office, he said, we're going to build a border wall. And he started building a border wall. People donated to it. Tax money went to it. A border wall started to be built. Then somehow Joe Biden got plopped into the presidency, him and Kamala Harris. I will not say they won. They got plopped in. And suddenly that border wall was stopped and taken down and sold for pennies on the dollar because we had no border problem. There was no illegal problem. It was whatever. And because it was Donald Trump's idea to build a wall, they thought it was stupid and it had to be done. It had to be taken away and gotten rid of. And now that Kamala Harris has now been placed onto the ballot as well, because again, not a single primary is won. She was already said to be the worst vice president in the history of this entire country, but suddenly she's great enough to be the president of this country. Once she was plopped on there, then Border Czar Harris decided that she wanted to do the job she should have done for the last 4 years and talk about how she wanted to keep the border safe and, you know, not let illegal immigrants in. Oh, wait, but she does want them in, and she wants them to be able to vote and have housing and be have legal status. Between her and Chuck Schumer, they've talked about it. And now they want to have ads where it shows Kamala Harris with a border wall, but that's Donald Trump's border wall that Kamala Harris said we didn't need. It's all very confusing unless you step back and look and realize that Kamala Harris is full of shit. Has been since day one, will be till the very end of time. Full of shit. Anyway, that is all. I love y'all, Squirrel Tribe. Thanks for letting me have this conversation. Like always, I would love your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. And there's a lot more stuff over on Patreon. You guys want to check it out. There's a link somewhere in the description of the video or whatever. It's free over there. You can go over there. You can support if you want, but there's a ton of stuff over there that we can't do over here on YouTube. There's certain topics that YouTube's like, no. So anyway, besides that, I hope you guys have a fabulous Sunday. There's some football today, I'm pretty sure. So go enjoy some football and some family time. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Okay, bye.